I'd wager we all have in our heads an image of a stereotypical Viking. Many of us were brought up on tales of their ferocious barbarity, their ruthless raids on our coasts, towns and churches. What do Vikings do? They plunder, they rape, they pillage. But this, Vikings' life and legend, the first Viking exhibition at the British Museum for over 30 years, at last gives us a truer and more nuanced picture. This isn't a whitewashing job. The Vikings were capable of exceptional cruelty and violence, but they were also explorers and diplomats, artists, traders and settlers. And their greatest ally in their endeavours, both at home and abroad, were their splendid boats. It's no surprise perhaps then that this, the largest Viking ship ever found, is physically and psychologically at the heart of the exhibition. In its heyday, close on 1,000 years ago, this would have been a 37-metre-long royal warship. It was actually discovered completely by chance in the Roskilde Fjord in Denmark, and once it had been raised from the dead, it was renamed Roskilde 6.
They came from a maritime society, and those boats took them everywhere. They're one of the first cultures really to span 4 continents. They got as far west as North America, raiding as far south as North Africa in Morocco, and trading as far as Central Asia. Perhaps most interestingly of all, there's a massive trade in slaves. There's a tendency to draw of a division between the wicked raiders and the peaceful traders. But when you're talking about something like the slave trade, there's no division at all. It's both.
The Vikings, they plundered the world for its most precious raw materials and turned their oft ill-gotten gains into amazing artefacts like this. Brooches the size of tea plates and necklaces the girth of manhole covers. Silver and silk were particular favourites. Amber, walrus tusks, furs, weapons, wine and fine glassware all passed through their hands. Now, this is a really fabulous example of the new evidence that's being discovered every year. It's called the Vale of York Hoard. I really love this find because it rams home just how cosmopolitan and transcontinental the Vikings were. There's material here from 4 continents, from 3 different belief systems, Islam, Christianity and paganism, and from people who spoke at least 7 languages. There's an Islamic coin, a dirham from Samarkand, and there's gold, silver and gilt from Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Russia and Ireland. This really is a thrilling exhibition. It tells the complex, compelling story of the Vikings, whose ruthless appetite and zest for life has helped to shape the modern world today. Here at the British Museum, the Vikings are stepping out of the shadows of half-truth and legend and back into the light.